Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, I'm going to chop up some amens using sampler and follow actions in Live 12. However, you will be able to do this in Live 11, but not any version before Live 11, I'm afraid. And why is that? Well, that's because I want to explore not only using follow actions on clips, but using follow actions on the main scenes as well, which is very interesting. It kind of opens up possibilities for being able to use follow actions to trigger other groups of follow actions in ways that are very musical and predictable, but also have elements of chance and uncertainty, which are two things that I like very much. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to get a sampler. We're going to drag in a sampler. Of course, you'll need sampler for this as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to user library, defaults and slicing. And I'm going to drag that sampler in there. And then what that means is that I can now slice to one instance of sampler. And I'm going to do that right now. Let's delete that. Here is my Ned Rush Amen. My own personal Amen, carved on the belly of dolphins from the depths of the Amendonia Ocean. Right, so we're going to right click that and we're going to go slice to new MIDI track and we're going to say transient and we're going to say sampler. That's all we want. Just one thing you might want to check first is that all your transients are where you want them in the audio. I've done that already. If you haven't done that, then what you can do is you can select somewhere and you can right click and you can go, where is it? Where is it? Insert a transient and then it will put a transient there. Or if there's one there that you don't want, you can simply click and drag like that and delete that. So I've got all my transients where I want them and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go slice to new MIDI track, transient, and then put this to sampler. Yeah, that's fine. And then boom, there it is in my single instance of sampler. Let's have a look at that. All right, a couple of things that are wrong. So the key tracking on the filter is always on. I always forget to turn that off. That's fine. And it's a little quiet, so if we want, we can come up to -3 dB. And then I think just a good thing to do is just to pull down the tempo and just listen to them at slower speeds. Yeah, so there are a couple in there that are not great in terms of where they've snipped. So let's see if we can find them. That one. Let's zoom in. Yeah, okay, so it's clipped a little bit late. We'll just pull that down there like that. Okay, that's sounding pretty good to me. So let's go back to 175. I'm going to pull down the release a little bit and in fact maybe pull down the decay and just work with the sustain here. There's another sample that's sounding a bit off. That one is all the way zoomed in. Okay, I'm actually learning some stuff here. So if you have a slice that's zoomed in, it'll always zoom in. Okay. Okay, I think that snare is sliced a little late. Yeah, it's a tiny bit late there. So the transient, I wasn't very careful with my transients there. Anyway, this is all stuff that can be fixed in post. Right. Okay, it's sounding much better. So that's all pretty good. Let me just think. Yeah, there's nothing really here. We could have like one voice. Maybe we could do stuff with the filter. Maybe I'll do stuff with the filter. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's get to it. I think maybe I'm going to turn that clip off now and minimize that down and work here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll make some follow actions of these clips here. So I'm going to pull this open. Let's close down the tracks. Okay, I just want to find a workspace that I can get into. Right, okay, this is good. Right, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this clip. I'm going to select this first cluster of 3/8 notes, loop that, go to follow action, turn it on, and I'm going to say that the follow action I want to be other, and I'm going to turn linked off and I'm going to say play for 1 bar and then play another clip. So what's going to happen is that it's going to play this loop here of 3/8 notes for 1 bar and then play another clip, which I haven't made yet. But let's listen to what it does. Right, already that sounds way jungle. That is well jungle. So I'm going to take another clip. And on this one, I'm going to say, all right, maybe just play this whole loop here like this. So this is what's going to happen. Oh, hang on a minute. We need to say, right, for this clip, we need to say, go to the first clip. Okay, so this clip is going to play for 1 bar, and then this clip is going to play for another bar, and then go back to that one. Okay, so let's take a copy of that, and then this one, let's say start here, and then it will go back to the first one. So this clip is now going to play for 1 bar and then play either this one or this one, and then they will play for 1 bar and then go back to the top. Okay, and then we're just going to make some more variations of this. Now, they don't actually have to kind of play, you know, the entire loop. We could say, I want you to start here, but then loop this bit for 1 bar. So it's going to start here, get to this bit, loop around for the rest of the bar, and then go back to the first bit. Oh, you know what? I've just seen that they're not really quite nicely quantized. I should have dealt with that earlier. Let's see if, I wonder if I can do that with all of them right now. Select all, Command Shift U, quantize 16th note start and end. I wonder if that's done it. Looks like it has. Yeah, okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, so I'm going to take a copy of this one, and then this one I'm going to say, you can play this bit. Let's have one more, and I'm going to say, play from here to here. Is that a bar? Hang on, I've screwed it up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that all works pretty good. But you know what? I want to pitch them down a little bit. I was driving in the car the other day and I was listening to Jungle Train, and I was listening to this quite brutal Amon track, and I was like, gosh, this is really fast, but it's been pitched down like loads, and I thought I would just try that now. So let's just sort of pitch the whole lot down. Yeah, I forget that like you don't need to re-pitch breakbeats. You can actually pitch them to whatever you want if you slice them per transient. I thought it sounded pretty rough. Okay, that's great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a second group of follow action, or a cluster of follow action clips that do more glitchy stuff. And then I'm going to tell the scenes to play this selection and then play the glitchy stuff and then go back to this selection. So I'm going to make a new clip here. Let's maybe make them a different color. This pink. Let's turn on the little speaker and find some snares here. Yeah, okay. So let's maybe do like a group of 16ths here. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's modulate the pitch as well with an LFO. So let's go to the modulation tab, turn on the LFO, and let's set this rate to beats, and then set the beat to something like 3. Turn up the pitch. Okay, turn retrigger off. Okay, and then I maybe could just go to envelopes, click here, and I'm going to say, turn that up 50%, 30, 39, 40, maybe 50%. A bit faster, I think. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, that's all good. So I believe that when these other clips play, because they've got no automation... Okay, we're going to have to turn that down. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, let's take a copy of that clip. And then in this clip, I'm going to say I want these ones to be... let's say... Oh, no. Let's make them all... Oh, bloody hell. Let's get them all and make them all 64th notes like that. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to make a run out of scenes. Right, let's make some more scenes here. Okay, let's make a new scene here. Actually, let's take a copy of that one. Let's delete that. Let's go to the envelopes. Let's pull that pitch modulation down. Yeah. And then for this one, I want to do like a time stretch on the crash maybe. Yeah, so let's maybe set the grid to something like, I guess it's at 32nd notes. Let's set this to 64th notes maybe. Let's get the pen and draw in like a big long thing like that. And I'm going to try and do like an old school jungle time stretch by re-triggering the note really fast and then modulating the start position. I'm going to do that with the mod wheel. Or should I do it with the pitch bend? What could we use here? Let's use the mod wheel. So let's route the mod wheel to the sample offset, turn that all the way up, then go to the envelopes tab, go to MIDI, and then go to mod wheel. And then let's maybe just select the whole thing, right click and draw in a ramp like that. And let's see what we get. Oh, that is nasty. Let's see what it's like at 50%. Oh my God, that is like really nasty. That is jungle as fuck. Right, let's take a copy of that, but then let's move them down to maybe a snare. Yeah, that's kind of, let's maybe, oh, you know what? No, I think that's too high a resolution. Let's try 32nd notes. Right, come on, let's do it. Let's see what this is like. Yeah. You can see it do it there. That's a little old school faux granular synthesis trick. Lovely stuff. And then maybe I might take this like original one here, set that to pink as well, whatever color it was. And then I might like, what could we do with this? I want to make this really choppy. So could maybe do something like this. Let's turn the follow action off for now. Turn the pen off and maybe pull that down like this. And then what you'll hear, yeah. So this is when the envelope comes into play. Because we've got no decay and no release and all the sustain, then the sound is only going to last for as long as the MIDI note is, which is a pretty nice, quick way to chop stuff up. I'm riding on my horse to the jungle rave. Anyway, that was stupid. Right. So maybe let's just do one more thing. Let's do like a filter roll. Come on, make a pink clip. Okay. Let's find something here. Let's just draw in some notes. Fire this off. Okay, so probably it's what's happened? Why has it all gone quiet? Is C3 too high? Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's do let's decrease the grid and maybe have this one go quite far. Let's do like a, yeah, let's automate that filter cutoff. So we can go to envelopes, click the filter cutoff, and then already it's available there. This is one of the best things about having this extra window, is that it makes this clip automation, or just automation generally, much quicker. So all I can do is just click any parameter here and then it appears here for automation. Brilliant. So I'm going to pull that all the way down, put a node there like that, and then I'm just going to wrap this up. Yeah, okay, and then for this one, let's have a copy of that. This one's going to go in the other direction. Oh. I'm not a big fan of automation, but I thought I would do this. Okay, so, good. We've got some suitable choppy, wibbly, flobbly, flabby, flim things. Right, so let's go to the follow actions for all of this. Select all the clips, go to follow actions, and I'm going to say, just play other and play unlinked for, let's say some of them, well, let's pull that all the way down. Let's say some of them for an 8th note, I believe that is. 2 beats, or 2 16th notes. Let's take a copy of those, duplicate them, change the color to this. And then for these ones, let's say play for a whole beat. And then what we'll get is something like this, which is going to sound absolutely crazy. Brace yourself. Right, we've got a problem. And that's because we've done automation on the frequency, so we need to turn that up. Okay. Isn't that fun? Isn't music fun? Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set up the follow actions on the scene so that we can trigger this bit and then trigger this bit and then trigger this bit. So we're going to go to the main, click here, select a clip, a scene. Okay, we're going to need, which window do we need open? We need this window open. Okay, so we're going to go to main, select the first scene, turn on follow action, and I'm going to say jump to whatever scene this one's on, scene 8. Jump to scene 8 after 7 bars. And then on scene 8, I'm going to say, turn on the follow action and jump to scene 1 after 1 bar. Okay, that's all good. So now what's going to happen is that when I trigger this scene here, it's going to trigger this cluster of clips, which are going to do all their own follow actions. And then after 7 bars of that, it's going to trigger this cluster of follow actions, which are all going to do their bits, and then jump back to the first clip. Watch this, it's brilliant. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, one thing that we could also do is just inject a little bit more random, but be quite meticulous with it, with a mixture of sort of using MIDI effects and clip automation. So I'm going to go to the MIDI effects. I'm going to bring in the random. I'm going to drop it on the clip. And I'm just going to say, maybe for just the first clip, I want a tiny little bit of chance that it's going to play 3 random extra notes on top. So let's go... let's go to envelope. So we're just on this first clip here, which maybe I'll color code to green so I can be certain. Okay. So yeah, I can click here and then now that's available. So I'm just going to turn this up to 15% and draw a dot there. Right. Now that that's been automated. Okay. So that, okay, now we need to pull that back down. So what I've done is I've just basically parameter locked that to the first clip, which means that when that first clip plays, it might play a few like extra notes just to add a little bit more variety, but everything else is going to do what it's told. Let's try this. Brilliant. I love it. So that was pretty good fun. Now let's maybe sort of mix it down a little bit, or just maybe make it sound a little bit more interesting. I like to just chuck in a beat repeat a little bit, just to add a little bit of extra something. Again, we could probably like automate this as well if we... No, I won't. I'm just going to set the chance to about 15%. Yeah, very, very good. And then finally, let's compress it like an idiot. Let's go to the audio effects. Let's go and get the OTT. Let's drop the OTT in here. Let's group that. And then let's make another chain and put the drum bus in on the other chain. And then we'll do like a little bit of parallel processing on that. It's going to be really loud. So let's turn down my level on my mixer. Let's set this really high. Let's see what this sounds like. Down. Oh my God, that is rough. Jungle as fuck. Okay, I think it might be a good idea to use the utility just to attenuate that a little bit. Let's come down to -12. Bring back my mixer. Right, okay, very good. So now what I want to do is I want to bounce that down. You could actually bounce this to another MIDI track if you wanted to go in and make more meticulous edits on the MIDI. I don't really want to do that right now. I just want to bounce this down to an audio clip, stick it in a folder, and then next time I'm playing around in Ableton, I can just drop it in and fire it off, and I know it's going to do something interesting. So let's do that, but it's not going to be that straightforward. What we're going to have to do is think about how we've got this set up, because when you start using follow actions on the main scenes, you're obviously going to make an impact on stuff that happens in other slots. So we're going to have to make sure that it doesn't like cancel out the recording when it gets triggered. And I'll show you what happens. So if I arm this resampling track here and I just say, right, well, I want to sample to this clip here. Watch what happens. Watch what happens here. Oh, see, it starts recording there because the scene has told that clip to trigger. I think maybe if you turn off trigger recording on launch, that might do something. But I am not going to do it that way. What I'm going to do is actually make a scene, which is going to be my record scene. And then I'm going to select all of these slots here, right click and go remove stop button. And then I can just start recording here and then trigger this scene. Oh, bollocks. That didn't work. Okay, never mind. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, now we're at the point. Yes, brilliant. Right, very, very good. So yeah, that first bit here on this clip. Okay, I don't really need all that stuff at the start. So I'm going to, let's put 1 there, and then I'm going to, yeah, there was some good stuff on the end, but you know, it doesn't matter right now. Let's just pull this down to 33 bars, right click and go crop. And then we've got a nice clip of stuff. So, I mean, we've still got all these follow actions on here, which I believe you can turn off there. Yeah, I think that's turned them off. I can't remember. What are these buttons? One of them is turn off, back to arrangement, enable follow actions globally. Ah, okay, so it's that one. So that button there means that you can turn all this stuff on and off, I think. So now I can just play this. And none of these other things are going to happen. That was good. So there you go. You can see how all this fun stuff happens. And, you know, you don't have to do it like this. This is just the way that I like to do it. Because when I started doing this stuff a long time ago, I was kind of going into the, going into the clip and kind of drawing it all in like this, you know, and sort of being like spending ages and ages. And I kind of like, I didn't really like it. I'd give myself tendinitis, and, you know, I kind of thought, God, there's got to be a better way to do this than this. And then I started making YouTube videos about how that you can just kind of use all these generative techniques to achieve basically the same result. And a couple of people would come in and say, well, of course, in my day, we had to do it the long way. We did it all manually. And I was like, yeah, so did I. And I hated it. So I found another way to do it. And that's kind of why I like to do these things, is that, like, you know, not to criticize people who have their methods, but sometimes I think, I sort of get micro PTSD. Using all of these things that Ableton has to offer, I just find it's so much more fun. It's like you can just do it all in real time. And, you know, it is work. It's still work. I had to make all of this stuff and make decisions. I'm not just pressing go and getting like automatic jungle. I am still actually programming all of this. But anyway, you don't have to do that. Oh, it's a little rant. Oh my God, it's one of his rants again. Oh. Right, I'm going to go put this on my Patreon now, where if you'd like to support the channel, you can download this project plus many, many, many more and all kinds of things. And if you want to get some private tuition with me, you can as well. Or your kind support just goes towards me making more videos like this. Okay, have fun chopping up the amens. I'll see you next time. Bye.